guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I'm Liz Quinn, your star Scentsy consultant. So today, what I have to discuss with you is the discontinuing list from the Fall-Winter catalog of 2025. Scentsy's making some rather significant changes in how they handle their catalog cycles, and starting in March, there will only be one catalog for the next 12 months. The things that would be added later in the year, probably starting in August, to bring in seasonal things that are holiday or Halloween or harvest focused, they will not be specifically in this new printed catalog. They will be added to, either with supplementary flyers or collections or whatever. So if you really want to be guaranteed that the fall-winter classics that you have come to love are already available to you, I would strongly suggest that you start a club, because we just don't know what things will look like for the coming months. And we will be discussing at length every scent and all of the warmers that are leaving. Now, there are other products too. You've got laundry, you've got body care, you have things like that. But what usually people are the most concerned about are the wax and warmers. So that's what we're going to be talking about. I want you to be equipped to either start a club or to purchase, it's 10% off this month, things that you maybe just don't feel confident will be coming back this year, or you just want to be cautious. And also, you're getting the best price on the bundle and saves this month, different than any other month until probably next February, a year from now in 2027, where they would, I'm assuming, do that annual, at that point it'll be annual, not biannual, cleansing and renewing, and everything's 10% off. So let's start with the warmers. The warmers that are leaving are things that Scentsy has had for years. Some of these, I would think it's not an overstatement to say they've been in the catalog for a decade or longer. So these are things that you have been able to reach for again and again and again, and I want to go through all the names. I tried to look up the images, and some of them I couldn't even find on my workstation, so we'll just have to talk through. But the first one on my list is my absolute favorite warmer of all time. And that is one I do have, and that is the Alabaster. This is $35. It'll be 10% off. This, I think, is the most successful perennial favorite long-term offered warmer they've ever made, for me personally. Now, the next one that would be probably even more classic is their Classic Curve, which they have offered in black up to the end of this catalog that stops at the last day of February. But this one is beautiful, throws extremely well, and as long as you're not looking for super feminine or frilly, goes with everybody's decor. It's good looking, and this warmer that I have is probably at least 10 years old, mine. It's so old that you have not the different new way of dealing with all of the electrical parts. This is a very old warmer, and other than changing the bulb, it's been rock solid the entire time. So I cannot sing the praises of that one enough. Please pick up the Alabaster before it is gone, and I'm going to have to find a new favorite warmer to plug in the catalog, because I don't even know which one I will pick. Next would be the Antler Lodge, and that is a warmer that we've had for a long time. I don't think as long as the Alabaster, but it has antlers, and it has like a chicken wire cage and a glass cylinder and like a plastic base that looks like wood. And if you have really rustic decor, if you happen to have something that's up in the mountains, or you want to do a ski chalet theme or anything, that is a great warmer, good for a hunting lodge. And they aren't going to have anything anywhere remotely like that for this annual catalog. So if you want that rustic touch, some of these warmers I'm naming off, please buy them now. Next after the Antler Lodge is going to be Chasing Fireflies, and to me, this is like the trio of absolute classics. Alabaster, the Classic Curve in black satin, and Chasing Fireflies. I mean, they are warmers that people always gravitate to. They always buy these. So the Chasing Fireflies is a big baby blue mason jar, and it is one where it's like a shade on top of a base, so it's not the most stable warmer, but it's also big and chunky, so it's pretty heavy. But that one It's been around for forever. I think I remember it being a warmer of the month in the summertime, a very, very long time ago. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that one is really worth checking into. And then the classic curve that I've referred to a couple times so far. It is the original Scentsy warmer design. Very, very simple with a huge dish. You could probably get away with 6 cubes in the classic curve. There'd be no spilling. It's just incredible. Whereas the alabaster here, I think 4 is good and you could push it with 5, but I wouldn't put 6 cubes in that. The classic curve is something where if you just want simplicity, you want the best throw ever and a good price, please check that one out before it is gone. The next would be the Live Simply, and that's like my mother-in-law's warmer of choice. It's the one she always has out, and that even used to have a mini. Chasing Fireflies used to have a mini. Alabaster used to have a mini. I mean, these are core warmers in the catalog. Then we've got the Polar Panorama. That one came out a long time ago with Arctic Kiss as a December scent and warmer of the month, and people have loved it. I call that in my mind the fish tank effect warmer because the beautiful LED lights that swirl around just lowers your blood pressure. It's gorgeous. It's another one with a massive dish that throws well. It is a little on the pricey side, but that is totally worth it if you want something wintry and really, really nice. Then we have the Rustic Ranch, which I believe is the one with the barbed wire, and that also has an insert that's made out of, I think, maybe a bubbled glass. That's a good one if you like Western. The Savannah is the one with the cheetah spots. That one I'm okay with. That's only been around for a few years. Service and Sacrifice. Now, if you have loved ones or you yourself have served in the armed forces, this is the only warmer that we've had consistently that honors that. So if that's something that you are interested in having for sentimental or ceremonial or just supporting your loved ones kind of a motivation, please get one of those before we don't offer one anymore. Then we have the Simply Diamond. To me, that's a warmer you would put on your desk at work, but if you like super, super simple, that is a good one. It's got a little base that has a diamond pattern and then just a little simple glass insert at the top. Not my favorite, but I'm okay with that one leaving. Then we have the Country Born, which is the large cowboy hat, and the Country Living, which is the little tin barn I have sung the praises of for years and years and years and years and years. I love that warmer. I'm just glad I still have one. It's so, so cute. Great for the late summer and early fall. And then we had the Deep Roots. That is a newer warmer, and I'm kind of surprised they're getting rid of it. It is a beautiful copper 4-sided warmer with the tree cutout and the sparkly core insert. It's gorgeous. It performs very well, and it's really good all fall, winter long. So if I didn't have that on this list, I would have picked one of that up. Then we have the Mojave. Now that one's pretty new. It might have even been new last fall. So that's sort of a desert warmer with, how do I want to describe this? It has a wrap on it that gives you the silhouette of cactuses. Then we have the Nova, which is the tall one. I think the other one's called the Starburst, that has that really neat holographic explosion of a starburst effect. And I think the only reason they're getting rid of that is it's kind of redundant with the mini Starburst and the big one. And then we have the Ocean Ombre, which is a very beautiful warmer that I have had before, but I do have one complaint with that, is that it's not heavy enough to keep it really stable on your shelf. So it's pretty, but you would want to put that in a place where it was very secure. Then when it comes to the little guys, the minis, they're getting rid of almost all of the ones that are more neutral. We've got the Bubbled Iridescent, that used to have a full size. The Heart is Home, which is one of my favorite mini warmers. It's really classy. It's just white with a beautiful little wreath and some words cut out into it. The Salerno, which used to have a full size. You could buy the Alabaster full size and the Salerno mini, and they'd go pretty well together. The Wildlife and Welcome to Our Nest. I have Welcome to Our Nest. I have Heart is Home. I had the Salerno, I think, and gave it away, and I've sold a decent number of the Bubbled Iridescent. The only one on here I hate is the Wildlife, and it's not because it's not pretty. It's terrible wax melter. So unless you're going to put the Wildlife in a place where there's consistently a nice even temperature in your home, that's not one I can recommend. Its performance is abysmal. But anyway, all of the things on here, a good 80% of these full-size warmers and about half of the minis, I know they work really, really well. So I'll go back to my top 5 would be the Alabaster, Chasing Fireflies, the Classic Curve, the Deep Roots, and probably the Country Living. And then in the little ones, the Welcome to Our Nest is super, super cute. It's ceramic with a little nest in the dish, and the heart is home for sure. They're very, very good. So, and the Polar Panorama is amazing. So these are not just your run-of-the-mill, I can replace it next season type of warmer. I would pick those up if you're interested in any of them. So now let's get on to what most of you want, which is a report about the wax. If I forget a bar, please put down in the comments you didn't talk about blah, blah, blah. I struggled with the way that they formatted the list. It wasn't sectioned into wax warmers and such. It was just this long, rolling, confusing list, even though they have it highlighted with different colors for different things. So I'm going to go to the website and scroll through the website, and I have my favorite bars that I think I would strongly recommend for clubbing also here on the table so that we can sniff and talk about some of those. But let's go through everybody that is retiring, and I'm going to use hopefully a decently sorted list here on the website from my computer. So these are not in alphabetical order. I don't really know how Scentsy sorts them on the website. But the first one's going to be White Peach and Cranberry. This is a very sweet scent. It's good if you like champagne type smells, if you like bubbly, sweet, fruity scents. So that one, we've had that for 2 years? And that is a good one, especially if looking at the fruity category that we have for this annual catalog, you wanted something that was a little more festive. I would throw that one in a club or get some. Then we have Blankets of Love, and I do have to say that the annual catalog, all of last spring, summer's 10 new releases made it back. So I don't know what their seasonal insert is, but if they were to do something where they added fall winter bars into some sort of a flyer or an insertable collection that goes with what's already in the annual catalog and they're just building on that, it's possible that the 10 new releases that we had last fall winter would appear again. But I wouldn't gamble on that because with Scentsy, you never know. But Blankets of Love is really nice, and that has violet, it's got cotton, it is a cozy, cuddly, very chill kind of a bar. If you liked Snowed In Flannel, I think the two of them are very complementary. Then we have Snowberry. That is in my Let's Talk About It list. So I'm going to put this down over here. Snowberry is a classics classic with Scentsy. So if you love this, please buy a 6-pack at 10% off this month, which makes it $27 for 6 bars, plus shipping, of course. So if you like a bunch of scents and you can afford to, just do your order now and you won't have to worry later. Or if you're like me and you like that rotation of wax and you like getting fresh bars and it's within your budget, start a club. Snowberry has peppermint, loganberry, cinnamon, and just this beautiful strawberry. It is so unusual. I've never smelled that with anybody else, and that one, please club that. So then we have Hayrides, which I also have on this table. I have adored this smell. This has cedar, it's got beautiful hay and apples. It's a nice medium strong. It's got a little bit of that fresh fall funkiness, but nothing too much. Like right now in Clearance, Fall Feelin' is in there. I like Fall Feelin', but a lot of people did not, which is why it's no longer in the catalog. Hayrides is really, really good though, so I would not want you to miss out on that. Then we have Christmas Cottage. I don't have that here on the table. This is a gamble, but I would have to say that bars that I think they'd be, and I mean, they've done it before with my Cozy Fireside, but bars that I think they'd be insane to get rid of for good would be Christmas Cottage, which is our best-selling seasonal bar as far as I know. Very Snowy Spruce, which is just incredible. Sleigh Ride, which we'll talk about later. Pumpkin Roll. Some of these I'm clubbing just because I don't trust Scentsy any farther than I can throw them, but those, I would just be shocked if they do not bring them back, especially Christmas Cottage and Very Snowy Spruce. But those are super good. So the Christmas Cottage, which is next here in my list, is raspberry and orange and cloves, and it is a Soul of Christmas bar. It's amazing. And we have Silver Bells, which I would gamble on, but my older daughter, that's her favorite Christmas scent. So here we are putting it in the club because I'm a good mom. Silver Bells has peppermint. It's got beautiful pear and brown sugar. It's amazing. And that is one that Abby would not be happy if I didn't club it, but I would I would think that they would understand that nobody else makes that and they would keep it. But sales tell a story that nostalgia doesn't, so who knows. The next one that we have here is pumpkin roll. I don't have a bar of it on the table. I still have a brick downstairs, but I'm going to go back and make sure I clubbed it. That is a bar that is probably Scentsi's best all-around appealing pumpkin because it's bakery and it's spice and it's got a nice creaminess to it. It's not super strong, but it's strong enough, and it's one that I think is very appealing, and if you are really attached to that, I would say please club it or get a stack. Then we have clove and cinnamon, which is one of my all-time favorites. They kept Cinnamon Bear for the annual catalog, which made me very happy. One less bar I have to club, and some of us are crazy and will still reach for hardcore spice even in the middle of the summer, so I think that was a good move on their part to have a real spice scent represented all year round. But clove and cinnamon is just that little bit more fall winter, a little bit more like you really want to be by the fireside and use it. And this is just straightforward clove and cinnamon. Very strong, very heart-hugging if you are a spice person, and I think one of their best. But I could see them getting rid of that because they kept Cinnamon Bear, and they're probably going to make room for new things. So I'm clubbing that. I might even put 2 bars in my quarterly now that I'm talking this out. That might be important. Snowflakes and Sage. That one was a December scent of the month. It's really nice. It's clean. And I forgot to mute that. It's clean and it is pretty powerful. And the lavender and the sage and that just nice fresh air and tree boughs quality, very good for any time in the winter. Then we've got Holiday Market. And this is one, I think I pulled it. I keep just getting a stack of this bar. I'm arguing with myself about whether I want to club it. It is grapefruit and pomegranate and allspice. And I went and looked up a lot of the notes this morning before I did the video because I've been telling you guys all these things, wondering if I'm making notes up. But I also was reading all of the new descriptions of classic bars that are in our annual catalog, and I'm telling you, there's a lot of elasticity on what any fragrance company says is in their bars depending on how they want to market them, because banana nut bread has never been described ever as having banana pudding in it, and now we have banana pudding and breakfast, I don't know, like breakfast pastries and nuts. That's not what's in banana nut bread, that's marketing. Anyway, I digress. Holiday Market, very, very good. Does actually have pomegranate and allspice and grapefruit in it. And if you want a really nice scent that's not quite as saturated as Christmas Cottage, but would go with it well, or for me, that's really one I'll melt a lot more of, that's one you might want to club. Or like me, I just keep buying more bars all month. Then we have Frosted Fantasy. This one, I don't love this bar, but I think that there's sort of an even keel, tailored winter greenery quality to it. It's not really Christmassy, but they put it back in the catalog, and I think a lot of you really like it. So that's one that maybe get your stack, or if you're a real fan, club it. Then we have Vanilla Amber, excellent bar. Now for me, I like to have a bar or 2 on hand, but if I run out of it, I'm not going to cry because I prefer very vanilla, and I really like the new Velvet Cashmere Woods, which is on the table here. And for me, I think those are the ones I'm going to focus on. But if you like that amber and buttercream thing that Vanilla Amber has, and it's a very good performer, and it's got that nice balance of gourmand and perfumey that's very trendy right now, get yourself some Vanilla Amber or club it. Leaves and Lavender. One of the strongest bars that's in here, and I have to be in the mood. I'm not clubbing it. I don't really need to buy any more, but it has a very nice balance of good, strong English type lavender and a lot of earthy leaves. It's a unique bar. Then we have Balsam Spice, which is really the only Christmas tree type scent I'm going to highlight from this current catalog that I don't even know if I'm going to club it because I am up to my eyeballs in pine tree wax myself. But this is really good, and I'd be very surprised if they got rid of this. This, I think, has become just as popular as Very Snowy Spruce. And I like this one better. It's got a really nice charred cedar and cinnamon. It is so perfect for Christmas. Love that. So now I'm talking myself into possibly clubbing it, even though I don't need to. Next one's Alpine Escape. This is more mint, juniper, and fir boughs. It's got a cooler nature. It doesn't have that sweet warmth that balsam spice has. So if that's the type of evergreen bar you like, club that or get some. Then we have Sleigh Ride, which is so good. So that's fir tree, fresh air, and cranberry. That's a really nice one. I was trying to find a bar of it. I probably have a couple in the basement, but I found that with everything else I melted this last fall winter, I only melted one bar of Sleigh Ride. So should I really put it back in my club? Probably not. It's so hard when you become such a wax collector that it's like, what do I melt next? I have so many pumpkin bars too that I'm being very careful what I club because I don't need more pumpkin. I've got it coming out my ears. And Farm Stand Pumpkin's one of my favorites. That's currently in clearance. And I have kept that one in my club knowing that it was a goner a couple years ago. Next, though, we have Forever Fall. This, if you want the strongest pumpkin bar that really goes between just pumpkin and decadent bakery, but in a very different way than pumpkin roll, Forever Fall is an amazing performer and a very good fall smell. Oh, it's like butter. It's so good, you guys. If you like Stroopwafel Delight, think of Stroopwafel Delight plus pumpkin. That's Forever Fall. It's fabulous, but I have a lot of it. So I don't think I can justify clubbing this, but this is one of the best performing pumpkin bars we've ever produced, and I really like it. Cinnamon Pine Cones. Now this one, I melted more balsam spice than I did cinnamon pine cones this year. They're very similar. The cinnamon pine cones is heavy on the cinnamon and the resin with a little bit of pine bough, where the balsam spice is much heavier on the tree. Very good though, both of them. Eucalyptus wreath. I just melted some of that, and you're going to see it in my empties video when I get around to that, probably Friday or Saturday. I'll film that one. And that is a really good high-level performer. It's got mint, juniper, and the eucalyptus. It is not like Just Breathe. It's not at all like Just Breathe. It is much more mellow than that, but it's still fresh and clean and woodsy. Very nice. I'm not going to club it just because I just don't need any, but that is one where if you really love it, I don't know if they'll bring it back in this next season with all the changes. Perfect Peppermint. Just straight up peppermint. It's a good performer. It's not one I ever reach for. It's one, for me, one of the lowest priorities personally in this list. But if you love peppermint, it's a good, clean, sharp one, and it's also a great mixer. Then we have Cider Mill. Okay, Cider Mill. Last year I was worried about it. It survived that round, but, who knows what's going to happen this coming fall, winter. And then Apple Spice Season. I'm missing my bar of that. So Cider Mill and Apple Spice Season. Phenomenal. Perfect. Everybody will love it. Fall bars. Cider Mill's been around for forever and a day. Put it back in my club. I think I put it in at 2 bars quarterly. It's just perfect. It's smooth. Where the Apple Spice Season's a little bit spicier, slightly stronger, a little more potpourri, but they're very similar. If you can only choose one, I guess just pick, do you want more smooth cider and pumpkin, or do you want a little bit more spice and a little bit more pizzazz? Apple Spice Season, a little more smoothness, Cider Mill. Both fabulous. So that one's in my club for sure. Lavender Woods. This one is kind of like the leaves in lavender, a little bit more toned down. It's got kind of an oaky background. If you like that, I think that was the least popular bar of our 10 new releases. You can club it, not one I'm going to be worrying about. Next is Frosted Marshmallow. Now, I can't find a bar of gingerbread pecan waffles. I put it in my club. Probably should order a stack of that before the end of February for myself, because Frosted Marshmallow and gingerbread pecan waffles, if you're looking at the bakery category, which I will agree is still not all that exciting in our annual catalog, I would club or purchase a good bit of both of these so that you have good bakery when you want it spring, summer. Because unfortunately, since these become a lot less reliable, having consistent good bakery available, it comes and goes. Sometimes we'll have a few that are really good, and sometimes we'll have nothing. At the moment, Breakfast in Bed's in clearance. Please go get some of that. It's one of the best performing, wonderful fall winter bars with raspberry Danish and pumpkin and cinnamon. But this Frosted Marshmallow, excellent. Cinnamon, sugar, marshmallow goodness, excellent mixer. You really should have that one in your roster to tide you over until we see what's going on for fall winter. Merry Wonderland. Here's my problem child that I love. So it is a strong bar with spruce and apple and simmering spices, but for some people the mixture of those notes is a little off-putting. I bought a few more. I would recommend it if you like heavy spices and Christmassy smells, but I don't think it has a real wide appeal. I don't know. We'll see if it comes back next year. I kind of doubt it. I mean, next season. We'll see. Then we've got Christmas Cookie. That one, that's a very divisive scent. I loved it at first. My bars have sat for a year and a half now. It's okay, but there is a little bit of a bitter edge on that, kind of like Merry Wonderland, but I would prefer to melt Merry Wonderland. So Christmas Cookie's got evergreen, it's got some orange, and then it has all of the cookie and gingerbread. I just wish it was a little sweeter. Then we have Spooky But Sweet, excellent bar. That's got maple and vanilla and nutmeg, and it is a gorgeous early to mid-fall, great for mixing, great candy-ish, almost pumpkin-y, fall warm smell. So that's definitely worth clubbing. I have quite a bit of it. I really stocked up on the fall scents the last couple years in my club and in extra orders, so I have no business really adding any more to that to my stack, but it's very good. Next we've got Apple Spice Season, which I already talked about. Excellent. If I was going to give you a top 5 bars not to miss, that would be in there. So I always forget at the end of videos when I make statements like that. So things that I would tell you, you have to club it, would be Cider Mill, Apple Spice Season, Balsam Spice, probably Forever Fall, and maybe White Pumpkin and Driftwood because it's so unique. And then of course your things like Christmas Cottage, if that's you melt this on Christmas Day, just melt it or get 10 or 20 and just, be at peace that if they do something nuts, you have it. All right. And this is all because if you're newer to my channel, some of us that have been with Scentsy a long time, we have what was called a Scentsy heartbreak. Mine was Cozy Fireside. When they didn't bring that back in a catalog at one point, I'm like, wait, what? I can't celebrate Christmas. I don't have my wax. I mean, I'm being a little dramatic, but you get really attached to certain scents, and that's what club is for. If you're a nostalgic type person, which I am, and it just isn't going to be the same on that beautiful crisp fall day or that day around Christmas where your friends and family are over and you're having the big meal or you're unwrapping the presents, just start a club. Even if it's a quarterly club with like 5 bars in it, just get those for your sanity. Then we've got Sparkling Spice Citrus. Very nice bar. I didn't melt a lot of it though this year. The things that I melted a lot of, it kind of surprised me, some of those. But the Sparkling Spice Citrus has mandarin, it has currant, it's got a little bit of clove. It's beautiful. Then we have Warm Winter Night. This is an odd bar that some people really like. It's got citrus and bourbon, and for me, it never became something that I liked. But they had it as a brick for Christmas time, and then this year it was in the catalog, and I won't cry if it doesn't come back seasonally down the road, but you might. Salted Caramel Cider, super strong. I like the scent, but it actually takes over my home too much. So I don't melt a lot of it, but it's a beautiful cider with super salty caramel, and it's a really, really good smell. Wrapped in Lights. Here's another one that's excellent. It was a brick, so was the Salted Caramel Cider, so was the Warm Winter Night. Wrapped in Lights is pomegranate and lemon and holiday spices. Really, really nice, but just like the Salted Caramel Cider, it actually is too strong for my home, so I have given mine to my mom. It's much better for her over there. And that's just, every home is a little different. Airflow, the things that you like, even probably just the materials in your house can influence sometimes how strong a bar is or isn't, or how you perceive it, so that's a thing. Gingerbread Pecan Waffles, which I already talked about, fantastic bakery. Probably the nicest bakery that we have right now that actually focuses on waffles and spices and sugar. Very good. Brown Butter Pumpkin is excellent. I have that one here on the table. This is a really nice middle of the road pumpkin scent, you guys. So if you want something that's not as sweet bakery as Pumpkin Roll, that's not as decadent bakery as Forever Fall, that's not as cinnamony as Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl, and isn't as cidery as Cider Mill, Brown Butter Pumpkin is that in between. And it's really nice. And I did club this last year, and now I have, like I said, so many darn pumpkin bars, I just can't justify clubbing it. I've got so much pumpkin. But if you don't have that much pumpkin and you want what I think is the most middle of the road but very good one, Brown Butter Pumpkin. Okay, what's next? Oh, the Magnificent White Pumpkin and Driftwood. This is a very unique bar. Very, very good bar. It's got amber, white pumpkin, driftwood, and cardamom. And because of all those notes, it doesn't come across so much as a pumpkin scent. It's just a really good home fragrance scent that you could use any time of the year, honestly. This one's very high on my clubbing list every time that it retires because it's just fantastic. It's good with white amber antique. It's good with masculine bars. It is good with some pumpkin as long as the pumpkin's not too bakery. Really good. I wish they actually would have kept that in the year-round catalog. I think the name might be confusing, but the scent is excellent. Candy cane buttercream. I don't know why this stays in the catalog when it comes to performance issue. It's not very strong. It's vanilla bean buttercream plus a little bit of peppermint, but so many people love it, and I guess that's why it just keeps coming back. So if that's your ride or die for Christmas, please club that. Then we've got salted caramel toffee. This is a good one. This is not as salty as the salted caramel cider. It's a good mixer. It's excellent with mocha doodle. It's good with the Luke Steiner, which you would have had to club from that special collection last fall with the Gilmore Girls. It's a nice one. Just smooth medium caramel with a little bit of salt. Then we have another one that's on my table for highlighting, Polar Bear Hug. Love this bar. I'm melting this a lot right now. I need like January and February to be in the mood. I don't melt this one at Christmas, but it is such a good winter scent. Oh, it's this body care with blackberry jam and amber and I think maybe other berries and some musk. You guys, if you have not tried it, please get some of these this month or throw it in a club. It's so good. Then we've got Autumn Road Trip. And this is one of Elizabeth's favorite scents of all time. This always makes my top 25, which I need to do another of. It's been a couple years. I think I'm ready now because it's been enough seasons that I've collected new bars to talk about. Autumn Road Trip. It's gorgeous. Anjou pear, beautiful crisp apple, and towering silver oak. And they will have reduced that beautiful description to 3 little boring parts next year. It'll say something like oak slices and some pears and a bushel of apples. Yeah, I'm not really feeling some of the ways that they're describing the new packaging style of scent. I like the breakdown of having the scent notes on the package, but we need to keep some of that descriptive soul, some of that playfulness. I love this bar. I would even take this bar as like a personal fragrance, which I know is a little weird, but I love earthy and oaky and fall-y, and it's so good, you guys. Okay, next we've got Caramel Apple Craze. This is younger daughter's favorite, so just like Silver Bells is there for the one, Caramel Apple Craze is in the club for the other. This is beautiful. Very strong, gooey apple, vanilla, and caramel. It's a good mixer. It's a great performer. And I wouldn't be surprised if they got rid of that. And just kind of feeling like they might. So please club that one. Maple Apple Bourbon. I always club this bar. And it's got a specific melting window, so I was digging around in my stuff frantically trying to find a bar to show you. Maple Apple Bourbon. It's got lots of red delicious apple, beautiful oakiness, and the maple and the bourbon. Oh, you guys. Some people hate this bar. And I understand that because it's a polarizing smell. But if you love it, it is fabulous. I always club that guy. Okay, Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl. Here is a perennial favorite. I'd be a little bit shocked if they got rid of it, but who knows. So this one you can actually melt all year round. It's just a really nice, sticky cinnamon, swirly, gooey roll with some pumpkin. Not enough to think that it has to be relegated to fall. This is another one I think they could have put in the catalog for all year round, really. So nice. Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl is a classic. Okay, apple and cinnamon sticks. Here's another one where, yes, this one's spicy, but you could melt this all year round. It's very good. So this one's got white oak. It has pumpkin. No, it has oak and white pumpkin, and then the cinnamon sticks and the apples. It's not sweet and warm like apple spice season. It's a little bit more potpourri and kind of woody and tailored. Very good bar. Very snowy spruce. That's like the core classic. Everybody loves it. Amber, pine cones, resin, spruce, sweetness, Christmas smell. Then we have Emerald Pear Blossom. That one is new. I don't love that one. Some people do. To me, it's kind of like greens and fruits, and it's kind of a New Year's smell or maybe a shamrocky March smell. I did not think it belonged in the fall winter catalog, but that one's going away. If you love it, club it. Then we have White Oak Woodland. This is one of the 10 new releases also. It was very good. Plum and woods in kind of a dry and tailored way. Nice smell. I didn't melt a lot of it. Then the next one, Velvet Cashmere Woods. Fell in love with this. This was at the top of my list to recommend to you guys. Probably it'll come back in a seasonal whatever, but who knows. It's so pretty. So it has the vanilla, and then it has these perfumey, woodsy notes, and it's just good anytime, any day, anywhere, any season. Club that one or get some. Most people should fall head over heels for that. Then we've got the Buttered Pumpkin Dream. This was interesting. This was apple and pumpkin and cedar and that weird buttery thing. I don't mind it, but it's at the bottom of my pumpkin list, honestly. Old Fashioned Evening. This is another new release. This one is cherry, and then it's got some orchid and some other stuff and some sandalwood. Beautiful scent. If you really love cherry, I would recommend that you club that or get a stack. Then we've got Wild Pine and Linen. That was a new release also. That one was good, but the longer it sat, to be honest with you, I got a little bit of a pickle note from the combination of linen and pine. I hope others did not, but that's not one I would personally repurchase. Then we have First Day of Fall, and this is another really, really classic scent. So this one's Golden Woods, Nutmeg, and Pumpkins. So this is another dry, woody, tailored pumpkin and would be very complementary with your apple and cinnamon sticks. So I think that's everybody that is retiring out of the Fall Winter catalog. So if any of those are something that you really, really would miss, you can do a monthly club, you can do a bi-monthly club, you can do a quarterly club. If you start a quarterly club, and let's say that you get a shipment right away, then you could skip the next shipment, find out what's happening with fall winter items. Starting in August, we will get a drop for the Halloween or harvest type things. We should get a drop for whatever the seasonal insert is. Then in September, we'll get holiday things. You'll know by the time that you would be getting a second shipment of a quarterly what's going on, at least to a degree. Or if you wanted to do monthly, you can also scoot your frequency around. You can do a bi-monthly and a quarterly. You can do any of that. Or if you're like, no, Elizabeth, I'm not a club person, it's 10% off, as I've said already this month, so you can get your bundle and saves at $27 for a group of 6 bars, and that's really good. And then there are a few things that they've been throwing in clearance that you can add in, like Dancing Sugar Plums. They've got Rainforest Bungalow in there right now. They have Farm Stand Pumpkin, which is like my favorite pumpkin scent that's not bakery. If I hadn't clubbed that, I would have missed it a lot. So that's got cinnamon sticks, apples, this really sweet, they say caramel. To me, it reads more like hay and the pumpkin. And that would be excellent with hay rides. Now, the Golden Sunflower Fields is obviously missing from this list. That is continuing into the new spring, summer, and all year-round focused and themed catalog collection that's annual. So I hope that this was helpful. Please take a look at the laundry. I'm pretty sure we're losing the... Oh, what's the laundry that we're losing? I don't remember the name of it. So that one, we definitely need to look if... Oh, what is that thing called? Let me look it up. Let me look up what it is that we're losing in laundry. Washer whiffs. View all results. Come on, guys. We are losing Frosty Air. Yes. So that's got sort of like a lily of the valley and cottony kind of smell. So if that one's your jam, please pick up Frosty Air because that one's going away. But all the others are continuing, and then we'll be getting a new scent, which Isle of Clover's in cleaning. I think it's Pearlescent Coast we're getting in laundry, which will be really nice. And then you have your fragrance flowers, you have your scent circles, you have all that kind of thing. So check your inventory if there's something that you would reach for that's not going to be available in the next 12 months easily in this core catalog. Stock up on it now. I hope that that is enough information. This is a nice long video. Some of you love those, some of you don't. I hope that it was helpful. And again, if I was going to give you like those top bars, I gave you a core 5, but my personal favorites that I would cry if I did not have them next year, that I may or may not, no, I'm going to club both of these, would be Autumn Road Trip and Maple Apple Bourbon, just because I love them. And then I am clubbing Hay Rides. And then 2 bars that are not catalog specific, but they are limited time type offers that will be going away in the next probably month or so. I really like the white tea and cedar that they launched in December in the Inspire line. Of all of the new bars that are very pared down and scaled back, this one's good. So this is white tea, orris, and cedar. That's worth getting if you like a clean and fresh scent. It's a good performer. And then my favorite of all the tree scents that were released fall winter this year was the December scent of the month, and that's iced balsam. Fabulous. I would be shocked if this didn't show up next year, but I put this one in my club. So no, those are not catalog specific, but honestly, I clubbed this even over balsam spice because I thought it was fantastic. So that's everything. And then Cocoa Cashmere is one I was going to club, but that's continuing into the next catalog, and that is a fabulous bar. It was launched in November, which I thought was a little bit of a strange month to drop it, but it's really good, and I'm enjoying it very much this time of the year where I want something cozy, cuddly, cashmere, and perfumey. Very, very good bar. So now I'm rambling. Have a great day, guys. I'm going to get off. God bless. Bye-bye.